Hi, this is the video for the Northern Whimsy Mosaic Dragonfly Kit. In your kit, you're going to have some mirror pieces for the wings, and you'll have a cup that has some different greens and blues, and you're going to have two pieces for the eyes here as well, two purple gems for the eyes. You're going to have some glue. This is Weld Bond glue. This isn't school glue. This is specifically made for mosaics. So if you're doing other mosaics, you're going to want to use Weld Bond glue, a popsicle stick, and then we'll have some stuff for the grouting. So you'll have the powdered grout, the sponge, and some of the kits include rubber gloves. It depends if I can find them or not. So when I get started on these kits, you have your cutout shape, and what I do is take a pencil, and the pencil's not included, but take a pencil and just make a shape of a drawing of kind of where I want some of my lines to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this guy a little bit of a body here, and so I can just follow the lines when I go to lay my mosaic pieces down. I know that my eyes are gonna go up here, so I'm kind of just gonna get stuff a little bit set out of where I want to put it. And this cup has some more. So I'm gonna do some of these gems on the wings. And you can choose to include these or not. That's your choice. I think I'm gonna do 3. Yeah. Do them in the centers. So I'm just getting an idea of where I want them. I'm not gonna lay out all my pieces right now, because when I take them off, it's gonna be really hard to get them back in the exact same places anyway. So I'll just kind of get a general idea of where I want to put them. I think I actually might put 3 down like that. On this guy. So I think I'm going to do that. And then maybe just 1 on the ends. But be creative and figure out where you want to put your pieces. So I know I'm going to do that. So I'm going to move those off for now so that they're not in my way. So I am going to go ahead and start with that centerpiece so that I'm not working around it. When I take my glue, I use my popsicle stick and just put enough glue on there that my pieces are kind of embedded in them, but it's not coming up. The glue is not going to be coming up through my pieces and filling in the gaps that is between them. When you're doing a mosaic, you want to leave some space in between your pieces for your grout to fit into. So I just get my eyes on there. And then my body is going to be this green-blue color. So I'm going to take my pieces. I put enough glue in there so it's not real thick, but my pieces will kind of set down in there just a little bit. And I just start picking pieces, and I kind of like to set them out a little bit so that I can look at the shapes and come back in and see what's going to fit. And I'm following this line here and then leaving gaps in between them for the grout to sit into. And that one is too big, so I'm going to move it over here. And so I'm going around the lines first. Okay. This one has a little bit of a rounded edge, so I went ahead and used it on that edge there. And this one's got a rounded edge also. But I'm gonna use this one. Hold off on him. There's all different sizes in these kits. I try to make it so there's some big ones and some little ones, and that way you have some choices when you go to put your pieces in of what you want to fit in there. When you're doing mosaics, if you get to where you're doing a lot of mosaics, it's going to be worth it for you to purchase some tile nippers or glass nippers. And those will be available for purchase also coming up. I have an order coming in. But for this kit, everything's included, and you don't need the tile nippers. So I'll just keep working my way down his body, and I got that section. I don't want to put glue on the entire piece at this point because if I work too far ahead, the glue will dry. So I'm just going to do enough that I can work in about 10-15 minutes. So I'll just work down his tail here. Get one that's angled. And this just takes time to get all the little pieces in the spots that you want them. And I'm moving a little bit faster than what I would normally, but just for the sake of the video, so you can see what I'm doing. Find that perfect piece. And if you put it on and you don't like it, take it off and try another one. Okay, so you get the idea on his tail. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there with his tail. But I would go ahead and finish out this piece with that green. But on his wings, I'm going to go ahead and get started up here and put some glue down. And again, not covering too much of an area that I can't work it before the glue dries. So then I'm going to use the mirror pieces for this. So I will actually go ahead and place my gems on where I want them. So I'm going to do 3 of these on each side. Each side of his body. And then what I'll do is I'll just start working around these pieces. So I'll try to find some of the smaller pieces to go around those gems. Oops, I didn't drop that one. And if they get glue on the front of them, you're going to want to wipe them off. I recommend working on a piece of paper so that any of the glass shards are collected on the paper instead of being on your table. And then don't wipe your table with your hand after you have these glass shards on there, because you'll cut your fingers on the glass. So just be conscious of the glass. So I'm just working my way around, placing the pieces in around those gems, and then following my outside lines also. And leaving space in between my glass pieces for my grout. So I'm just going to keep working around and covering this whole wings with this glass. And in the next video, we'll come back in and do the grouting portion. So that's really all there is to placing this glass. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the video off, and but I'll have a picture posted of the finished product in here as well, and then have the next video of the grouting. Thanks so much for purchasing kits, and please leave any feedback. I'd love to hear any ways that I can improve these kits or change anything and make them better. Thanks so much.